What's up, comic book community? My name is Joe, and this is 360 Comics. I've got a bunch of stuff from recent flea market hauls to show you today. All of these books I got relatively cheap. It came out to about $1 per book when all was said and done, and I got some pretty cool stuff. I'm saving the 10 best books for last, so make sure you stick around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below because that enters you in our weekly giveaway. And the prize this week is Marvel Fanfare #1. Go check out our other videos from this week if you haven't yet. Like them and leave comments on them for additional entries. Also, go over and follow us on Instagram. We're doing a claim sale tonight, October 21st, Friday night, probably starting about 7 or 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got a ton of stuff, so don't miss out on that. So all the stuff I'm going to show you in this video today is from the last 2 weekends of hunting for comic books at flea markets. I went out to a couple by myself. I went out to some with my buddy Mike, Pope of Chillytown, and a couple more with my buddy James, Mint Hunter Comics. And like I said, all these cost around $1. They were kind of between 50 cents and $2 each, so it probably averaged out to $1 per book, with the exception of a couple that I'll talk about in a little bit. Let's kick it off. We've got Spider-Man number 51 here. Love this book. Think it's a pretty underrated key. This is the issue where the clone of Peter Parker reveals his name to be Ben Reilly. And for those of you who don't know, little Spider-Man trivia, Ben comes from Uncle Ben. Reilly is actually Aunt May's maiden name. So he takes a little bit from his aunt and uncle who raised him, and uses that name to differentiate himself from Peter Parker. Then we've got the original Ghost Rider rides again. This was the return of Johnny Blaze around the time that Danny Ketch was introduced. We don't know what Ghost Rider we're getting in the MCU, but this is a cool little #1, kind of a reboot of Johnny Blaze here. This is a book I've never seen before, but had a cool cover, and it's a #1, so I figured I'd pick it up. This is Web of Romance #1, and I'm sorry that glare is so bad. Let's tilt them this way. Maybe that's a little bit better. Thought it was a cool cover. It's got Spidey on it. I'll check it out. I'll see what's up with it. I've never seen this book before, though. Then we got another really awesome cover here. And anytime I find, decent Star Wars stuff for just $1 a piece, I always pick it up. Star Wars is just so popular. There's such a big following, not just within the comic book community, but also Star Wars fans themselves. A lot of times we'll dive into other avenues of collecting, such as figures or comics that they normally would not be picking up. Then we've got New X-Men, number 139, Origin of Emma Frost. Always love this cover. Definitely a really good one. And this run of X-Men, I've talked about it plenty of times, is really great. We got Deathmate Black. This is Deathmate Black #1, I guess you could call it. This is the first appearance of Gen 13. Mass-printed book for sure, but still a pretty cool key first appearance. And this one often gets overlooked because all the other Deathmate books are actually worthless. But this one's actually worth a couple bucks, about $5 if it's in high grade. Then we've got a sealed copy of Ren and Stimpy #1, and it's got that air fouler in it, the opposite of an air freshener. This is an air fouler. I bet you can kind of guess what's going on there. We got Doom 2099 #1. I will pick this up for $1 if it is in really, really high grade. If it has even 1 or 2 noticeable spine ticks, I just leave it, honestly. There's so many of these books out there. High grade ones, though, definitely worth grabbing for just $1. Then we've got Ghost Rider #1. I think this might even be from this year or last year. I think it is the most recent Ghost Rider run. Maybe I'm wrong about that. You can let me know in the comments below, but I figured, a #1 for $1. Why not? Then we got some Bronze Age, Power Man, and Iron Fist. I picked this one up totally as a cover grab. It almost looks like a painted cover. Not sure if it actually is, but definitely a really cool one. That's issue number 75. And we got a nice milestone issue here, Spawn number 50. McFarlane stuff's hot right now with the CGC signing. I've been selling Spawn, and late 80s, early 90s Spider-Man stuff off like crazy because people want these books signed. So I figured, hey, might as well pick up some of that for my next couple claim sales. Then we've got Silver Surfer #2. This was the second book in a two-part Silver Surfer Galactus limited series. Really just 2 issues. So, easy storyline to grab. I believe this came out before, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this came out before the ongoing series that went from the late 80s to the through the 90s. So I think this was like probably mid to late 80s. Then we got Man-Thing #11. This is an interesting book. The last issue of the second volume of Man-Thing, and I think it probably had a pretty low print run because it has some value. And not only that, but 9.8s I've seen sell for like $200-300 just for like a last issue. No other key significance. Definitely look out for this one in a high grade. Don't buy it if if it's a mid-grade book or something like that, unless you can get it for like $1 like I got this. But high grade might be worth taking a look at and taking a chance to get that 9.8 if it is certainly a candidate, because it just jumps in value astronomically. The regular one sells for $5 to $15 depending on the condition, but big jump to that 9.8. Then we've got Booster Gold #2. I'm pretty sure this would be the second appearance of Booster Gold because his first appearance was in issue #1. I gotta check on that for sure, but it was announced that we were getting a Booster Gold show at some point. I don't know if that's still happening or not, but either way, I figured second appearance for $1, no problem. This one, totally a cover buy. I've picked this book up a bunch of times, and I've had no problems selling it to any Scarlet Witch fan out there. It's a beautiful cover that's almost a full body shot of Scarlet Witch, and just really good. It almost looks, again, like a painted cover. Then we've got Snot Girl #1. This is the second printing, as it says down on the bottom. Snot Girl definitely has a very dedicated cult following. A lot of people really like this character. So I figured this is just such an easy buy, even though it's the second printing of the book, which, like I've said before on this channel, sometimes second printings are actually the better book, the more rare, more expensive, more coveted book. Speaking of those second appearances that we just saw a second ago, here's another one that I always pick up for $1. Darkhawk #2. Second appearance of Darkhawk. First appearance of Darkhawk is a very expensive book at this. Well, I shouldn't say very expensive, but for a 90s character that is not super popular, that book is pretty expensive. $30-40 for a high grade raw, and 9.8s are, I believe, still over $200. So I figure $1 for the second appearance, why not? Then we got some Batman books next. This is issue number 418, the second book, and 420, the fourth book of the 10 Nights of the Beast run, the introduction of KG Beast. These in themselves are not really keys, but this run is a good one to piece together. It sells well. And, you really can't go wrong with Copper Age Batman stuff. Speaking of Batman, we got Batman number 497, The Breaking of the Bat. I will always pick this book up if I find it for $1 or even $2 if it is high grade. Typically sells for about 10, so, you can't really go wrong there. And I feel like every Batman collector has at least one copy of this book. Then we got Batman number 21. This is the first appearance of Thomas Duke. This is from the New 52 run. Very plain looking cover, but definitely really stands out with that bright yellow there. I like it. A couple more Batman books here, and this is funny because I got Batman the Cult issue number 2 of 4 and issue number 3 of 4, and I'm pretty sure recently I got issue number 1 and issue number 4 in a different haul. So if I put them together, that's a full set. Really awesome. Definitely recommend reading this run if you haven't yet. This I was very surprised to see it in a dollar bin because this book came out like a few months ago. This is Batman number, 120? 118, sorry, 118. And this is the issue where Chip Zdarsky took over writing. It's the first appearance of Abyss, and it is an homage cover to Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1 from 1990. Definitely a really cool cover. In fact, it actually references McFarlane down at the bottom there. Next up, we got some Bronze Age champions. Nothing that really sticks out. I don't think either of these are keys. Certainly not major keys, but issue number 4 and 6, early or mid 1970s stuff. You know, I wasn't going to pass it up for $1. You know, that kind of stuff goes very well in my $3 and $5 bins, depending on the condition of the book. And people are always looking to fill in their runs. Then we got even some Silver Age stuff. This one, just totally a PC buy. I didn't have this Batman book. It is low grade. In fact, someone named Paul and someone named Don wrote their name about 1 million times each in the trade dress up there. And, you know, that's never going to come out or anything. But, hey, whatever. Reader copy sits in my personal collection until I can find a higher grade one. We got some better condition Silver Age stuff from Beyond the Unknown, issue number 6. Issue number 6. I think this is kind of like maybe a sci-fi kind of thing. Mystery sci-fi. Then we've got, what is this? House of Secrets, number 75. A little bit of Prince Rahman and Eclipso. And Mystery Tales number 18. That's early 60s stuff. So pretty cool. I really like this cover. Don't know anything about the book, but, you know, again, Silver Age comics in mid-grade are not something that I'm going to pass up on for $1. We got a couple issues of Superman right here. I don't believe any of these are keys or anything like that. But, you know, just some Silver Age soups. This one's missing a little bit of the corner, but hey, it is what it is. We got Lois Lane as well. This one's missing an even bigger piece of the corner, but that's a pretty cool cover. Adventure Comics as well. And one more Adventure Comics. I think this one actually is a minor key. I gotta look back into that. If you know what that is, that's Adventure Comics number 344. I think I remember that being something minor. But either way, now we're going back to some more Golden Age stuff. Actually, this is Silver Age, but there's some Golden Age right after. Bugs Bunny Showtime from Gold Key Comics. Really great cover of him, you know, sawing a carrot in half as a magician. And then some Dell books from the Golden Age. Bugs Bunny again, right here. Always seems to have a carrot on the cover somewhere. I haven't really looked into these books. I don't think they're keys by any means, but this is just, you know, I'm not going to pass up on Golden Age books for $1, that's for sure, especially because all of these were low grade but complete. Really cool covers if you're into that thing. So, yeah, easy pickup right there. The next couple things are actually sets. This one, almost complete, guys, almost complete. Blackest Night, you know, the famed Green Lantern run, missing issue number 7. And this is the second time in a row that I have found the entire set, including Zero, the free comic book day one, in the wild, but missing that number 7. So I had just found a number 7 recently to fill in the last time I was, you know, I got one of these with the 7 missing. Now I got to find another one in order to have a complete set. But yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. That's a modern book. And that run, despite it being so popular, really only sells for about $20, $25, the complete set of all 9 books. So it's very affordable if you're looking for some really good content to read, especially if you're a Green Lantern fan. Then this next little set here is Elektra. This is from Epic Comics, which I believe was a Marvel imprint. Yeah, it's Marvel as well. And this is, I believe, if I'm correct, this is Miller written and art by Bill Sienkiewicz. Can't really go wrong with that. This is all 8 issues here. Yoha, broha.
Hey, I had a question for you.
Hey, say hi to my YouTube channel.
Hi to your YouTube channel.
Cool. All right. I'll edit the rest out, but sorry about that. That's what happens when you don't turn your ringer off before you start recording a YouTube video. Anyway, let's move on to the next book here. This is Flash Rebirth here. This is the return of Barry Allen, and this is completely in Spanish. This is the Mexican printing of the book. It's a nice thick trade paperback. I figure someone's gonna want this, and the guy had it for just $1. He was like, it's foreign, like I can't do anything with it. I said, oh, you know what, I think I can. And another foreign book here, this is Justice League 31, and this is believe the first appearance of Jessica Cruz, or one of the early appearances, maybe its first cameo appearance. Nonetheless, this is again this is not the Spanish version. This is the German version. So we got a Spanish book and a German book. This guy, I don't know where he got them, but he was ready to move them for just $1 a piece because he couldn't read them. Anyway, then we got another trade paperback here. This is Superman Forever. Really great cover. Is that Alex Ross? I'm not sure, but this one really sharp condition here. A nice looking book, and I'm going to definitely put that in a bag and board. And now we're down to the last 10 books, the 10 best ones in my opinion, starting off with Fantastic Four, number 243, really epic Galactus cover. This one, mid-grade, it's not super high grade. High grade, this book sells for, I think, like 40, 50 bucks. This one's more mid-grade, so definitely won't fetch that kind of a premium, but still definitely worth more than the $1 I spent on it. Same thing with this Doom cover, Fantastic Four number 247. Really, really awesome Doom cover there, and people are loading up on their Doom stuff right now. They're excited to see the character in the MCU eventually, whether he shows up in Wakanda Forever. A lot of people speculating on that, or possibly, maybe in the end credit scene of Wakanda Forever, or if we have to wait all the way until the Fantastic Four come to the MCU. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but when it happens, man, these books are going to be hot. Then we got Wonder Man number 1 from the One Shot. This character is coming to the MCU in the form of a television show on Disney Plus. It's supposed to be a comedy about, I think, about his acting career, or his failed acting career, as I think they've kind of alluded to. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But nonetheless, a great book. Then we got X-Men number 283, first full appearance of Bishop. Definitely a book that I've been talking about for a long time. Marvel Presents number 14. This is the first, I believe, cameo appearance of Damage Control, who now seem to be a pretty big part of the MCU, especially in this post-Sokovia Accord era that we seem to be in now. This one was definitely a treat. Not only something that I really love, Dark Claw Adventures number 1, but also newsstand edition. This, for those of you who don't know, is from Amalgam Comics, which was DC and Marvel working together, combining their characters, and Dark Claw here, the most popular of those characters, is a combination of Batman and Wolverine. Without a doubt, the most popular DC character, and certainly one of the most, probably the second most to Spider-Man, popular character from Marvel. I would think so. Yeah, great stuff from the 90s and the newsstand. This one, couldn't believe this was in a $1 bin still. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 7. First appearance of the second Spider-Woman, Julia Carpenter, and she's on the cover, all that stuff. That's going to be a book that quite possibly, especially if they keep fleshing out Spider-Verse stuff and the Sonyverse and that Madam Web movie, definitely could come to more prominence in the future. This book, I spent more than $1 on this one. The next two, actually. These were marked at $10, but I ended up bundling them together and probably paying about $7 each on them, but easy choice here for Punisher War Journal number 1. And this one, very surprising, I was able to talk him down. Fantastic Four number 54, Silver Age Fantastic Four. Really, really great Jack Kirby cover here with Human Torch in the middle. Lower grade, but still intact, complete, all that stuff. Not a lot of chipping or anything like that. So Yeah, those, like I said, they were marked at $10 a piece. I bundled them together with some dollar books, and I think I paid $20 for those two books, and I think like $6 books. So yeah, I mean, technically, I end up getting $6 off. So let's call those seven a piece. And the very last book, this was interesting because this was the only comic book this guy had. He had a table full of junk that I ignored because I really only collect comic books and don't really look at much else. And he had this one comic, and it was like covered by something partially, but I saw it and it stuck out to me. And this book, I feel like everyone glosses over this book because it just looks like a random 90s Blade book, and it kind of is. It's Blade number 8. This is not the first meeting of Morbius and Blade, but I think it is their first team up. It is definitely a popular cover and high grade. This book sells for $50, $60, $70, which is kind of absurd to me. I'm not sure why it sells for that much, but this one has some spine ticks. It's certainly not that much. But the last one I had in this condition ended up going for $25. So that's pretty good considering I spent $1 on this book. If I can get $20, $25, $30 out of this, then, that's a phenomenal return. Definitely the best return on my investment for the day. A lot of the books are, really cool. Some of these are going to stay in my personal collection and stuff, but, value-wise, this one definitely was the best. So, hey, let me know what you think about this haul in the comments down below, and I've got a couple things coming up. This weekend, I'm going to be out of state for an event. Can't really say anything about it now, but you'll see. Definitely check out the Instagram throughout the weekend, and you'll see what's going on. You'll get some more information on that. But then the next weekend is Baltimore Comic-Con. I'm going to go down for one day, and not really sure which day yet, but I'm just going to do a day trip. So if you're in the Baltimore area or going to Baltimore Comic-Con, let me know. We can hunt some comics together there. And then the week after that is Super Jersey Comic Expo in New Jersey, Homedale, New Jersey. I'll be selling there. That's Saturday, November 5th. Please come out if you live in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. And I'm thinking the weekend after that, I'm going to do my last Back Deck Comic Fest of the year. Hopefully the weather is good and we can make that happen. So that's enough information. Until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.